Hello, grade 4 students. How are you? Welcome in your science class with me, Dr. Shaimaa Hamdy Kassem, and your channel, the Big Sis channel. As now, we will study lesson 3. I want from you to watch video number 10 because it has introduction and vocabulary to this lesson. As now, we will study the human body. We studied before animals and plants. It's time to study our bodies, yes? So here we will go to a journey through the digestive system. As we learned that the human body as a living organism is made up of systems to adapt to live in its environment, as we have nervous system, digestive system, respiratory system, okay? Our body is made up of systems, okay? And also we learned the word system, as it is a group of organs that work together to perform a specific job, function, job or function. As here, as you see here in this picture, this is a digestive system, yes, and it consists of group of organs like the stomach, intestines, and other organs, okay? And each organ has a specific function, and the organs in the system work together to do specific job or function, as we will see now. But first, we have a question here. Why do we need to eat food? What do you think? Why food is important? Yes, the answer because food contains different nutrients. Nutrients like vitamins, proteins, okay, and so on. And these nutrients give us energy, okay? As this energy helps us to do different activities like walking, talking, running, reading. Even we are sleeping, we need energy. So why we need energy even during sleeping? Because there are some activities that happens inside our bodies while we are sleeping as well as we are awake. Like what? Like heart beating, okay? As our hearts beat around 100,000 times daily. You know, this is a big number. As daily, our heart boom, boom, boom like that 100,000 times. And this is take energy. Also, breathing, as you breathe more than 20,000 times per day. So breathing need energy. Also, some activities like thinking, while you are thinking about anything, so this is need energy to do thinking, okay? So we need to break down the food that we eat into smaller parts or nutrients to get the energy, yes? So what will help us in this process? Yes, the human digestive system. The digestive system breaks down food into smaller parts, which are the nutrients. Yes, don't forget, nutrients that your body can use them to get energy. Yes, and this process, we call it digestion process, okay? So here, the digestion process, it is a process of breaking down food into smaller parts that the body cells absorb and use them to get energy and grow. And here, you know that our bodies are made up of cells, as cell is very, very small, okay? As our bodies contain millions of cells, and each cell need energy to do activities and to grow. So this is a drawing that shows us this is a cell, okay? And here the cell absorbs nutrients from the blood. What the meaning of absorbs? To take the nutrients from the blood, okay? As here we see this is the circle, this is a cell, and we have the nutrients, the colored circles, looks like candy, okay? And it comes from the blood and go inside the cell. So the cell absorbs nutrients from the blood, okay? So now it's time to go for a trip and to explore the digestive system. It is a nice trip. You will enjoy it, I promise. So here we have the digestive system. As we will go inside the digestive system and see each organ, okay? First, we will see that the structure of the human digestive system, or the meaning of structure, yes, the component, okay? As it consists of group of organs that work together, and these organs are 6 organs, as you see here. It is started by the mouth, and then we have esophagus. Then we have the stomach. This is the 3rd organ. And then we have a small intestine, large intestine, and the last organ is anus, okay? We know that the esophagus is long muscular tube, and the stomach is muscular organ, okay? And the small intestine is a long winding tube, and the large intestine tube that starts from the end of the small intestine and ends with the anus, okay? And anus is the last organ in the digestive system. For this information, we discussed this vocabulary and a small introduction in the last video number 10. So I advise you to watch it because it's very important. So now we will start our journey, our trip here as fast as Sonic. Okay, so first organ we will see the mouth. Okay, so mouth, the digestion begins in the mouth, and we have 3 things in the mouth. We have teeth, that crush the food, cut the food, okay, into smaller pieces during chewing, okay, while we are chewing, so the teeth crush the food. And then we have the tongue, okay, it mixes the food with the saliva. And the 3rd thing, the saliva. And the saliva is the liquid substance that found in our mouth, yes? And the function of the saliva is to moisten the food, make it wet, yes, and begins to break it down. So here, very important information that the breaking down of the food starts from the mouth by the saliva, okay? So now the food started to be broken down from the mouth, and then the food will go to the 2nd organ, and we will go with it to see what happens as the food will go through the throat, okay, and the throat pushes the food into the esophagus, and we know that the esophagus is a long muscular tube. And the meaning of muscular tube, the tube that is made from muscle, okay? So this muscular tube allows the food to move from the throat to the 3rd organ, which is the stomach. Yes, So here, the throat push the food to the esophagus, and then the esophagus allow the food to move to the stomach. Yes? Okay. Here we reach to the stomach, and if we look carefully to the stomach, we will see that is a muscular organ. It's made of muscle, okay? And there is liquid inside the stomach. So we want to know what is this liquid, okay? As the stomach produce stomach acid, okay? And digestive juices. You know juices? Yes. Here in the stomach, it has juices that called digestive juices, which is enzymes. So we can say enzymes and stomach acids, okay? And what is the function of this liquid? It changes the food into a soupy liquid. So we know that the food is solid, yes? So now it will be, looks like the soup, okay? And the food will stay in the stomach for a few hours, okay? Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, okay? So here, the stomach mixes the food with the stomach acid and enzymes, and it changes the food into a soupy liquid, okay? And the food will stay in the stomach for a few hours. Here we have a question. Yes, why the stomach is a muscle organ? Why? As you see here in this animation, the stomach is made of muscle to push the food, okay? To move the food into the small intestine. So here, even the stomach, which is a muscle organ, or the esophagus, which is a muscular tube that made of muscles, both of them have this structure. Why? To move the food. The esophagus to move the food into the stomach, and the stomach is a muscle organ to move the food into the small intestine, which is the next organ that we will see now, okay? So now we will go quickly to the small intestine. As we will see that the small intestine is a long winding tube, curved tube, okay? As its length, more than 6 meters. So this is very long. So to fit in our body, it's winding like that, okay? Okay, here in the small intestine, the juices of pancreas and liver flow into the small intestine. So they can go inside the small intestine and help in breaking down the food into nutrients. Here, the food is fully digested, okay? As the food is broken down into nutrients completely, okay? Now, the nutrients are found in the small intestine, okay? And we need these nutrients to go to the blood vessels, and the blood carry these nutrients to all the body parts, yes? Because we said that all the body need nutrients to get energy. So what will happen? The walls of the small intestine absorb these nutrients, as you see here, through the tiny blood vessels. So here, the walls of the small intestine absorb these nutrients, and these nutrients now in the tiny blood vessels that carry them to all the body parts, okay? So here, there are some parts of food that the body doesn't need, okay? So the body doesn't benefit from some parts of food. So what will happen to these parts of food that we call it undigested materials? Undigested materials. Undigested means the opposite of digested, okay? So these are waste, okay? So what will happen to these undigested materials or undigested food? They will go to the large intestine, okay? And the large intestine, as you see here, it is a tube, okay, that starts from the end of the small intestine, okay, and ends with the anus. So the beginning of the large intestine at the end of the small intestine, and it ends by the anus. What happens in the large intestine that we will see now, as the large intestine absorbs water, okay? As we know that these food or these materials are liquid, because we remember that the stomach make the food changes into soapy liquid. So here the large intestine absorbs the water from the undigested material, so they become solid, okay, waste that leave the body through the anus, okay. So what we noticed here, that the large intestine and the anus, there is no digestion process occurs in them, okay. There is no digestion process happens in the large intestine, but only the large intestine absorbs water from the undigested food, and it becomes solid waste, and the anus makes this waste comes out from our bodies, okay? So I hope you enjoy this trip inside the digestive system. And here we have a note, a very important note. As you observed that each organ in the digestive system has a specific structure that help it to do its job. So as the stomach, which is a muscle organ, to move the food into the small intestine, and so on. So here the organs of the human digestive system have different structures to do different functions. And this is, we call it a structural adaptation. So here, this is a structural adaptation, as the organs have different structures to do different functions, okay? So here we have a question: what happens if one of the organs of the digestive system is absent, is not found? So what will happen? So the digestive system can't do its function correctly, because each organ has functions. So if there is an organ that is not found, so here the digestive system will have a problem. So the digestive system can't do its function correctly, okay? Here, for the word acid that is produced from the stomach, it is a liquid that is looks like the lemon or vinegar. It's very sour, okay? So we call it acid, okay? This is only for you to know the word acid, okay? So next time, inshallah, we will go to another adventure. We will discover another system in the human body. And for now, don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time, inshallah, and goodbye.